Welcome back to Avalon and Ninth. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are here with weeks 48 and 49 of 52 weeks of fandom featuring this day in history. I am using for both of these weeks kits, yes, 2 weeks, plural, kits by Oddloop. So this one is this one is all like the Pixar theme type one, so love the bottom washi. So yes, we are just about to wrap this up. So we have this week that features 48 and 49, and then we will have one more video, and that will feature weeks 50, 51, and 52, and that will be a wrap. And I can't believe the 2021 is like done. Breathe, pause, take a minute, let that sink in. How did that happen? I have no clue whatsoever. So, I'm pulling out my trusty dusty, oh my goodness, trusty dusty. I have something underneath my desk that's like right in front of my foot. Yes, of course. So, I think it was Kimberly who mentioned in the comments, I see the comments, I really need to learn how to reply to them better from like my phone. But anyways, I think it was Kimberly that said that she never hears my chair squeak in the video, so thank you, and to ride it out until it dies, so that's probably what I will do. However, I always feel like that there is extra noise that you can hear in the background, and it is what it is, I suppose. So, I am just doing all of the setup, so it is, let's just be honest with us, it's post-Christmas. I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas. I know that this is the last part of November into December, but I really hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas and that you are excited for the new year. I know that I am new and I am tongue-tied. New and wonderful things are going to be happening, and I'm super thrilled for what 2022 is going to bring. I'm also very, very nervous for what 2022 is going to bring, just because we're going to have a big shift happening with the family, my husband retiring from the military. Like, it's all just crazy. So, so let's go figure this one out, okay? It took me about 7 months of doing this project to figure out kind of like, maybe it was less than that. Maybe it was more like 5 or 6 months to figure out, I should probably do two videos at a time because these are so short since they're just this day in history, right? So anyways, now it's taken me all the way to the end of the year to figure out, hey, I can lay everything out to begin with and go from there. So, it's a process, right? It's a process. So all of my scripts are from my shop. So the TDIH stands for This Day in History. That font will still be sticking around. I absolutely adore that font. It is one of my favorite fonts, and I do all of my own personal scripts in that font. So it'll be back up when we open on January 1st. Oh boy, this week's gonna be busy, that's for sure. So I just figured that laying everything out and everything, then I can just like go through and read stuff and talk and just have all of that. So I have learned, I'm just going to kind of reminisce for a minute. I have learned so many new and interesting facts this year. Some things I already knew, some things I got to expand upon, some things I dived deeper into holes on, and it was just fun and exciting. So it definitely gave me ideas for like maybe what I'd want to do in the future, type thing. For this project, but it also let me know that in order to do some type of a project like this, I have to be very, very on top of things, and that is obviously where I struggled the most. Hence the reason why there was many a weeks that went by and there was no videos of this, and then we played catch up. So, I mean, we'll just chalk it up to what we call life, right? Okay, sounds good to me. So their like headers that they have, or washi strips that they have on their washi sheet, are not all the same size. They're differing sizes, and I obviously wanted like header style strips for the boxes, so I did have to cut it down. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that I actually could find all of my tools, because usually I have my tools all in one central location, but then, you know, I've been moving things around and they've been all over every place, but that thing was sitting right where it like needed to be, which made me happy. So these full boxes are amazing. So I did, you know, Finding Nemo on Monday, Ratatouille on Tuesday, Cars on Wednesday, Toy Story on Thursday, Wall-E on Friday, Monsters Inc. on Saturday, and what's Sunday? I'm thinking, I don't know what that one is. The Great Before, Who Will You Be? I think it's a movie that I don't even recognize. Could it? Yeah, it's not one that I recognize. So if you know what that last one is on Sunday, please let me know. I'm pretty sure that I have something like over in the back that's gonna like tell me. I just don't. No, it's not. At this moment, it is not sparking that I recognize that movie. So if y'all know, put it down in the comments down below. I'm sure I'm going to know, and then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. So, on to Monday, 1981. Actress Natalie Wood drowns in a boating accident near Catalina Island. I used to be stationed in San Diego, and everybody used to go up to Catalina Island all the time, and I always got weird vibes. Like, every time I got invited, I was like, no. And isn't that where, close by where, oh, what's her name? The actress who played Santana on Glee, isn't that where she drowned as well? I could be totally wrong. Anyways, it just gave me really bad vibes. I've never been to Catalina Island. I have no desire to go to Catalina Island now. So, yeah. Tuesday, 1954. A meteorite strikes a woman in Alabama after it came crashing through the roof of the house. It bounced off a radio and hit her in the hip. I was like, when I saw that one, I was like, yep, I gotta put this one in here. Why? Because that one, it hit like weird fact, weird history event of the day. And, like, what are the odds? Like, I would want to know statistically what are the odds that could happen. So, Wednesday the 1st, 1955. Rosa Parks ignites the bus boycott after being arrested for not giving up her seat to a white man. Thursday the 2nd, 1942. Physicist Enrico Fermi produces the first nuclear chain reaction in his lab at the University of Chicago. And this set off like a whole chain reaction of everything. And, you know, that's where we have nuclear bombs happening. Yay! As you can tell how excited I am for that. 1967. The first human heart transplant took place in Cape Town, South Africa. I think that's really fascinating. Like, when you look at the year 1967, my mother was 3 years old when that happened. 16, almost 17 years later, I was to be born. Like, when we look at that, like, it feels like such a long time, but when you look at it, that is such a small amount of time that it's not even been 100 years that heart transplants have been around. Blows my mind. All right, 1917. Psychiatrist reports on the phenomenon of shell shock after he observes soldiers at the Craig Lockhart War Hospital. So I didn't have a ton of room to write, and I don't have my other planner here with. I had a whole bunch of other information in here. But this was actually, so after World War I, soldiers came back, and this was obviously over in Great Britain, and they observed this phenomenon. They called it shell shock. We know it currently as PTSD, or post-traumatic stress. But he noticed things, and he published his report, and I wish I would have wrote down the psychiatrist's name, because he knew something needed to be done. And here we are over 100 years later, and still, this is just me, still, like, our soldiers still don't get, like, the best care for post-traumatic stress in a war. So, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle while conducting a training mission. So, that was during World War II. But I mean, progress has been made. I'm going back to Saturdays. Progress has been made, but it's still nowhere where I believe it should be. But if you can see, over 100 years to even get really even like some form of traction, because if you even look at like the Gulf War that happened in the 90s, you have all of those soldiers that didn't get help and everything. So it's just interesting. This is what I was talking about earlier in the video. I have found and stumbled across amazing facts and things, and that has been probably the best thing. Hopefully you guys have listened to something interesting as well. And who knows? We'll see what 2022's project brings and everything. I haven't finalized everything because let's go figure. It isn't December 31st, so I don't have to have a plan just yet. All right. Once again, we're using another kit by Oddloop. This one is very much like classic Disney related. Like we have a lot of the animated film aspects of this, but definitely like Sleeping Beauty. I am tongue-tied. Sleeping Beauty's castle. You have Mulan in here. Little Mermaid, Moana. I am tongue-tied. I haven't done a voiceover in so long. Okay, it hasn't been that long. I go in spurts, but still, that's the hardest part. You have Rapunzel, you have Hercules, you have Frozen, Aladdin, Lion King. Wow, I'm really having to like pull into my memory on these things. Like I'm looking at them, I'm like, I know this. And then like the words are like getting stuck right there on the tip of my tongue. Of course, that's just the way that it has to happen. And then the bottom washi is all about like Peter Pan. Like this is just amazing artwork and I love it. I'm really glad that I got to use this artwork in my Fandom planner project. I'm really excited to do a flip through and actually like look through. Eek. I'm slapping my planner pages down together. But I'm really excited to look through and look at all the different ones that I chose this year. I still have a lot of kits left in my Fandom binder. Some of them I will be using. Others I'm going to end up putting off into like a random act of kindness bag to give to somebody. Because when I don't have all the time to use all those kits. At one point I thought I did, and the realization of especially the past 4 or 5 months has made me realize that even though I absolutely adore a lot of this stuff, there just is no way for me physically to use all of them up. So I'm going to pay it forward. So we'll figure that out after the beginning of the year, but do something here, do something there. We'll figure out where we're gonna do it at, okay? The way that I've done it in the past is I usually ask some of my closest like planner friends, hey, do you know of somebody who is, struggling that loves to plan, but they haven't been able to buy, they're in a rut, they could use this as a pick-me-up, whatever that may be. And I usually then just I can't really anonymously send it, but I do surprise them with a package and just a little note, and that's the end of it. There's no judgments or anything like that. It's just something I love to do. And so, I don't know. Maybe I will reach out to a few of you here on YouTube and ask you if you know somebody that could benefit from that. So, I'm just going ahead and laying these down, the stickers down. I put Sleeping Beauty's castle up in the quote box. I thought that was really, really great. And I really did struggle picking which ones I wanted to put for the 7 days. And I'm just like, where do I put? So I did end up putting Mulan down on the bottom and then just went in order there. So Monday, Not 1884, 100 years before I was born. The Washington Monument is completed after affixing a 9-inch aluminum pyramid atop of the tower. I had notes, and I don't remember how long it took them to complete it, but this was the last thing that they had to do to officially call it a completed monument. So I was like, okay. Didn't know that it was 9 inches and did not know that it was made of aluminum. Granted, I've never been to Washington, D.C. before, so I don't know some of these things. Moving on to Tuesday, 1941. At 07:55 Hawaii time, Pearl Harbor is bombed by 360 Japanese warplanes. Okay, so leading up to December 7th, there was many times that I was going through this day in history and stumbled across events that pertained to the Japanese, and obviously it was leading up to the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and these were things that I did not know in high school history class. These were not things that I ever learned and stuff. I had no idea that they had actually had people over here working with the military, and that they were actually gaining insider information to relay back to the Japanese government. So I did learn a lot of stuff leading up to December 7th. So, and I did not know it was bombed by 360 planes. That is a lot. Wednesday, the 8th, John Lennon, a former member of the Beatles, is shot and killed by Mark David Chapman. Thursday, the 9th, 1835, the Texan Army captures the city of San Antonio. Hey, I know that city. That's where I just came from. Which becomes an important victory for the Republic of Texas in its war for independence from Mexico. So, I do have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for Texas, and so when I did come across stuff, and I tried not to all the time, but a lot of things, because I never took Texas history, because I didn't grow up in Texas, I found these things very, very interesting. And then obviously growing up in San Antonio, and we've gone to the Alamo, and we lived on Fort Sam Houston, and learning a lot of the history, it just makes me just like, I feel like a giddy school child. All right, Friday. 1901, the first Nobel Prizes are awarded. It came on the 5th anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. It was never discussed why he gave his life's money to do this whole Nobel Peace Prize, but a lot of people figure it's because he felt guilty for his role in creating dynamite and the subsequent things that ended up happening with that, obviously death and destruction and bombings, things like that. So that's one of the theories for why he created it. Saturday, 2008, billionaire conman Bernie Madoff is arrested for his long-running Ponzi scheme that involved an estimated $65 billion. And Sunday, 1980, a notebook containing writings by Leonardo da Vinci sells to American oil tycoon Armand Hammer for $5.12 million. Yeah. Question. His name is Armand Hammer, but if you break up his first name, it's Arm and Hammer. Is he the creator? Did he help create? I'm really, really interested in, I just noticed that. I don't know. Just call me weird. I should probably go down a rabbit hole, because all I could think of when I was writing his name was Arm and Hammer. Arm and Hammer. The baking soda cleaning stuff. Anyways, that's what I have for you this week. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.